Also, I just want to quickly say, if you are looking for an E82 seat, I have my OEM ones that would be available. This driver's side just has this imperfection on the seat, but I'm not really asking for much, so like $200, you can take them both, honestly. I started putting this seat together, but I didn't record it because I just wanted to get a hang of how everything bolted up, and I ended up doing it wrong regardless. So I gotta take off this bracket, flip it around. It's just on the wrong way. Where it bolts to the car didn't line up at all. So I'm gonna redo that really quickly and then put it in the car, and then I'll walk you guys through how to set up the bracket, the sliders, all that stuff, and also where they came from. But I just wanted to do a test run because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what I was doing. So
you're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me.
you like it? You like the new seat? Look, Rain, look at me. Say cheese. Yeah, you like the new seat? You ready to drive a BMW? Boys, so I ended up getting the seat in. Now I had to go to the hardware store. So before I show you guys how to tackle passenger side, I have a bunch of tools and parts there. The original seat bolt, these did not fit in the bracket right here, so I had some trouble. So I had to go get some washers and go with this style bolt. It's a little shorter with a washer on, and everything fit up perfectly. So the bracket was not on incorrectly. It was not. I just was a little dumb. But last night it was hot. I was frustrated, and I just really wanted the seat to get in, and I didn't realize that it wouldn't fit. So that's the reason why I thought the bracket didn't fit. But she's good. The slider works. I sat in it. It's amazing. Just gotta do the other side. So it's my new chair. Well, it's my passenger one. Only reason why I put that driver chair in the driver's side is because it already got a little dirty from me, like looking at it, sitting in it, testing it out, all that good stuff. So this is literally a brand new seat. Haven't even been opened. So this will be the passenger seat because it will get used to the least. So when you first get it, you're gonna get this little bag. You're gonna get the seats all pushed up, the little cushion. All you gotta do is just slide it in. It's Velcro. Slide it wherever you need it to be. What I mean, real close, just like that. So let's quickly talk bracket talk. These are from Planted. However, I did get it on Redline 360. I think that's what it. I'll drop the link below, or I'll put it down here. But the link will be in the description. They're custom made for the 135 for the 1 series. So I waited about 2 weeks for this. These ran me about $400 shipped, just a little bit more than that. And these were custom made to the car. Like I said, Planet is a brand. However, I did get it on Redline 360. Now for the sliders were off of eBay. They ran me like $27, I think. Sliders are on eBay, and this is what I'm unboxing right now, which is sliders. They weren't that expensive. They're universal, so you can use it for any bucket seat, I believe. And they came super quick, so the link for this will also be in the description. Alright, so if you're a noob like me and it's your first time with a bucket seat, these are what your sliders look like. Now there's this on the side that pushes down. We push down on that lever, which allows it to slide. Now this is the piece that you want to mount to the actual seat first, and this top part is what slides this mechanism. So just be careful. With this kind of eBay set, it was kind of hard to like slide. What I found out what works is like I'd hold this down and like use a wrench, use force, push it like back and forth. You don't have to do that if you got strong ass hands. But when you're mounting it to the car, you obviously want these two to face each other, because this would just sit right in between. There's no bolts for this. It just sits right in between. You mount these to the seat first, just like so, and then you will slide the rail out forward and back to have access to this hole and these holes up front. So do each side real quick, and then after that you mount the actual bracket to the slider, and then it's time to go in the car. Now this isn't the hardware that comes with the seats, that's extra hardware I bought, but you get a nice bag with the sliders itself, but you also get hardware with the seats. So I didn't use the slider hardware, I used the seat hardware, because there's like 4 small ones and 4 long ones. You want to use the 4 small ones for when you're mounting the slider to the seat, and then the long ones for when you're mounting the slider to the actual bracket. Now if you get Prisma seats, right, I use, let me see what's in my arsenal over here, 13mm ratcheting wrench, and I use that on the nuts. And then I used, what does this say on here, a T40 little ratcheting thing for the black nuts. So it's gonna look like these are the shorties that I told you guys for this actual slider. For the first mounting point, you're gonna put one of these, right? You're gonna put one of these, so then a washer like that for the first mounting, and then the nut right like that. So one side is in, and I quickly just want to mention that when you do this, right, try to slide the slider in as much as possible. And I say that because it will hold this. Oh shoot, I didn't even see. It did come with more hardware. Okay, wow, that's cool. So it came with more hardware, I didn't even realize that. But back to the point. This will hold in right here. Actually, let me get out the plastic. So you can see this has little holes, right? Now these holes are to slide in like that. So the closer in it is, the more it would hold this in place. This is what it should look like. You see how it holds it together. Now when doing the sliders, right, you want to bolt these top ones first and then slide it all the way up and then bolt the bottom ones. I say that because it has the set hole that's just like this, and in the back it has a more like ovalish hole that you can play around with. So as long as you set that one, you should be able to fit this anywhere because it has that little ovalish hole. So just keep that in mind. But it is the opposite for the bracket, because as you can see, there's more circular holes down here, and this one has the more ovalish one there. So when you go to set the bracket on top of the slider, I usually stick with planting it in a set hole right here, and then I will go to the top and bolt that side down. So you don't have to do it that way. That's just what I found easier doing my first bucket seat install. Planted part goes front, but however, since like the seat's upside down backwards, gonna have to flip this over like this and then mount it this way. And then yeah, the seatbelt bracket is on this side, which is perfect. So for the brackets, I went like down the middle of these wherever it has, but you can see like if you line up where that's a bad lighting there. If you line up where that hole is on the bottom, you have more play to adjust it up front. So that's why I say start from the bottom, at least get them in, like, you know, tight it up, and then you can like move and adjust accordingly for the top ones. For the sliders, I said to put the nut, have the little locking ring and the washer on, and then the nut at the bottom. Now you want to do the washer with the nut side and leave this little locking ring on. And the reason why you want to do that is because the washer it won't fit inside the slider. Like if you see right here, you're gonna be mounting it to in here, so it doesn't fit in there. So you would want to put it on the bottom side with the nut. Also, one more big thing with these sliders, before you mount the bracket, you make sure these are lined up, because you don't want to bolt this all up and you put it in the car. Next thing you know, it's not sliding properly because these are uneven. So you just want to make sure the sliders are set to both the equal length when you go to bolt this down. So make sure the nut is on the bottom side, because you'll be able to crank it better, and because you won't be able to reach the wrench or socket inside the little slider hole. So just keep that in mind when you do the sliders. The little bolt or whatever goes pointed downwards, and then when you do the bracket, it's pointing upwards with the nut on top. So just keep that in mind. And after that crazy aftermath, you have yourself a mounted bucket seat ready to go in your car. So I'm gonna go take out the passenger seat of my car right now and get ready to put this in. Starting to rain a little bit, guys, but she is finally in. Ignore my little mess in this car. I still got things that aren't bolted up, as you can see. I gotta put my M1 in. I've had it for weeks and I just haven't installed it, but I gotta button everything else up. But seats are in. Finally stopped procrastinating this passenger side, but she's planted, not going nowhere. Your boy got bucket seats in the 135. Also forgot to mention, if you're doing any type of seat work to where you're going to be messing with airbags and stuff, always unplug your battery. Please unplug your battery. Unplug your battery. You don't want any problems, for sure. Y'all, the bucket seats are so clutch. Like, it's been